How about that new intro, everybody? Welcome all. Teen sensation Billy Tucci here. Happy 2023. Welcome to the Brofessionals. I have the honor today, January 10th, 2023, to be the host, and we're going to have a lot of fun on the show today. This show, we're going to discuss the year 2022 and what a pivotal year it was for all the bros and for pop culture and comics in general, where the bros get to pick their biggest winners and their biggest losers. So, man, without any further ado or don't.
Alrighty then.
Let's introduce the bros. Ladies and gentlemen, the first man on the bros, who was the first man into the stream today, the one, the only, Mr. Andy Core Draftsman.
Hello.
Hello. What's up, man?
What's up? I don't know if you saw this last night when, and this is not real. I wish it was. Well, hello.
Oh, hello. Yes.
Oh, hello, Mr. Billy Tucci. Oh, but yours is real. Mine is a prop.
What kind of a man doesn't have a real pipe, for God's sakes? I know one man that has a real pipe. I'll tell you that. Let's bring his ass in right now. Fraga, boom!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not the type we were thinking.
No, it's the good old-fashioned tobacco.
I got one of these.
I live near the Virginias.
It's not the wacky tobacco. Well, I'm going to introduce our next guest who actually gave me this. The redneck back scratcher. So literally, it's a stick with a piece of corn cob.
Oh, man, I thought that was like a cousin or something.
No, I think he ate that corn cob. But ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, old man winner, Aaron Lopresti. Hillbilly Aaron Lopresti.
Let me show you something real, if I may. You know, I got the spinner rack for Christmas, and I've been trying to get some old comics to throw in there. I just picked this one up today. How about that? Not brand number 12 from 1969.
Yeah, and I left a comment on your video as well.
You did? Sorry, hang on.
I did. But the bigger question is, where'd the spin rack come from?
I don't know. Shelly got it, and she said she got it on Amazon or something. But look at that. Like some Marie Severin humor art in there. There's her doing
so
a four kind of
some of the best stuff is that humor stuff. Wally Wood.
I love it. Yeah, Wood.
Yeah,
Gene
Hillary
Colan.
Barda.
Gene Colan did some stuff in here that was really good, some humor stuff. So
yeah.
Interesting. What year is that from, Aaron?
The series debuted in 1968, but that's issue 12, so it's from 69.
How about that? Good old 1969.
That's from Andy's year.
Mets.
That's right.
Won the World
year
Series,
of
the
Andy.
New York Jets, and the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
And Aaron, your homework is to have get us a link privately for that spin rack. That's your homework.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll talk to the little lady and see what
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the next person we're going to bring in, the one, the only hairy man, the salmon catcher, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Art Thibert.
What?
Art's not here.
No, Art's not here. You want to know why Art's not here? Do you want to know why Art isn't here?
Why is that?
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby, want a bottle?
That's what we're going to do.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Yep, that's what we're going to do. When Art comes, we're going to shame him into being a loser, and we're also going to...
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, you know who isn't a loser, but you know who has smacked a few people in the face himself? The American Eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Graham Spankin' Nolan.
Winning!
Love it.
I used to live for those Charlie Sheen morning updates.
It was good.
Oh, man, he was
all coked up.
I love it. And of course, speaking of winning,
You won! You did it! You did it! I knew you would! I just knew you would!
there you go.
I said
All
good
right,
day.
ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to get right into it, as I said earlier. Today, the bros are going to pick their top 2022 comic book and pop culture winners and losers. So, boys, we'll begin, and I only have one thing to say about that.
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Somebody's got new toys to play with.
I know,
right, man?
Spending some time collecting clips.
Oh no. I think Niall has been collecting
this is all
clips.
Niall's doing.
Yeah, it's definitely all Niall. It's all Niall. But anyway, so guys, well, let's start. Andy Smith. I figure maybe we'll go with the winners first, or unless you want to maybe go. Yeah, we pick our. Well, what do you guys
losers
do?
first and end on a high note?
So you want to do the losers first, and then
then end on a high note. Yeah.
Is that you guys okay with that? I mean,
Sure.
Sure. Right. Well, Andy. Who's a loser? Who's the biggest, say, comic book loser, or if you want to go pop culture first, of 2022? Now, before we go into this, there are a lot of losers, a lot of winners.
A lot of losers.
Yeah, there were a lot of losers.
There's a couple winners.
We're hashtag winning, that's for sure.
That's right.
But you don't want to go there. There are the obvious. I don't know who anyone's choices are, but maybe we'll go into our honorable mentions or the more obvious. I wanted to get a bit obscure with my choices. All
right. Well, my daughter's into all the Disney Plus shows and stuff that Marvel puts out and whatnot. And I got to say, I thought the obvious one is in the corner, She-Hulk, big loser. But I got to be honest, I thought Moon Knight was kind of a loser for one of their shows.
Ooh.
I'll be honest, I thought as a whole, with all the shows they put out this year, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, I thought as a whole, they go into the loser category because with the movies in phase one, there was a cohesion to everything. You saw what they were building to, but with these shows, even though they, let's put a cameo of this person in this show and, so on and so forth. I just thought they just didn't feel connected in any way. And then when Moon Knight ends, you come to find out they don't even know if they're doing a season 2. Oh. But they leave it on like this cliffhanger. And then the actor that played, Moon Knight's like, yeah, no, I signed for like one season. I have no idea. And you're just like, what happened to this big planning that they did and were doing? And no, I thought I wasn't a big fan of Moon Knight. She-Hulk was just awful.
Yeah, what's interesting about She-Hulk? Don't you think that She-Hulk, like this picture down in the corner of the screen, that this actress, and I don't want to be offensive or anything, but she's better looking as She-Hulk than she is when she's not She-Hulk.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. It's true, but and here's the one thing I'll say about the actress, and I can't remember her name. She's a good actress. She was on a show. I'm blanking on the name of the show now, but she played multiple characters. Basically she was a clone. Oh my God. Orphan Black. Is that it?
Yeah. Orphan Black. Yeah.
I watched some of that. Those shows, I was like, oh, this is the actress for She-Hulk. Oh, she should do fine. She's a good actress. And we've all seen movies that have top name and TV shows that have top name actors and actresses. And you just walk out going, that was garbage. And a lot of it's on the director. Because, you get the script and a lot of it's the writing in the director because it's like, well, these are the lines I've got to say. Well, I want to do it this way, but the director's like, cut, no, do it like this, so on and so forth. So I don't fault the actress. Now, I guess she's made posts about the fans and stuff, not liking it. And it's just one of those things where it's like, just shut up. Just don't even go there. Because look, if we don't like it, we don't like it. Don't take it personally, I guess.
Well, you're a better man than me, Andy, because you actually watched this drivel.
I did. I've watched every episode of every show Marvel's put out.
Yeah,
this may be the worst episode for me all time because I have quit watching TV. I don't go to that many movies anymore. So I had to dig deep to find some stuff for this show, but I did. But I mean, I read the reviews and people are like, this show sucks. And I'm like, well, why do I want to waste my time watching it? The only thing I watched was Werewolf by Night. It's the only thing I watched. It was one episode, so it was, a
Right.
minor.
And I
commitment.
watched that. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think Werewolf by Night was out of all the things they did, was the standout, and that wasn't perfect,
Yeah,
but
I
it
didn't
was the
think it was very good
standout.
either, but it was.
That's my loser pick.
Yeah. Well,
Hang on,
Yeah,
hang
I'm
on,
with you, Graham.
hang
I'm with
on.
you, Graham.
Bringing it
Hang
up.
on now.
You're taking out my thunder, so I'm just letting them know.
Oh,
All right,
damn.
so Andy Smith. So basically, Moonlight and She-Hulk loved it or hated it.
Oh, I didn't. I wasn't a fan of either one. Hate's a very strong word. I
Hated it.
Oh no, seriously. I remember growing up, and as a kid, I'd say like, "Oh, I hate this" or "I hate that." And my grandmother, my mom's mom, would always say, "You should." It's one of those things that just stuck with me. She's like, "You should never say hate. It's such a strong word. You shouldn't hate
true.
anything.
So Andy Smith,
You can dislike stuff, but you really shouldn't hate anything." So I didn't hate either one of them, but there were more downs than ups for each of the shows for
That's
me.
interesting, and Andy Smith, someone who will, because I'll at least say I hate that. I call Bo Smith, at least talk to him once a week, and the first thing we say to each other is, "I hate you."
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll do that.
And then you see each other and kick each other's shins.
That's right. That's
Right.
right. Graham Nolan was one of the referees.
That's right. I got pictures.
Yeah. So Andy Smith. So this is kind of weird that Andy Smith. Here you are. You don't even hate anything. You say I may dislike it, etc., and yet so much vitriol coming your way this past year, huh? On social media.
Oh, I know. Well, those haters are going to hate, but I can just turn the other cheek and let
Dislike.
it roll off my back. So.
Yes! That's awesome!
So, all right, guys. Meanwhile, I want to say hello to the people in the chat because it's like
He's going to absolutely go through every clip he has.
He's heavy
know.
on the
Down to
buttons.
these terminals.
Heavy on the buttons.
Hey,
Yeah.
did he make this in 22? Because if he did, this is going to be on my hate list.
Yeah.
No, he made it.
Guys, this is the new bell. It's the new bell.
Let's say hi to Randy Howell. Let's say hi to Marcus Killigrew, Angry Gamer. Geez, let's keep going down. Jay Dredd. Is that Judge Dredd? I guess it's Judge Dredd. The Armenian Knight, Ara Galanian. Did I say Marcus? Let me see. I'm scrolling through. TJ, what's up, TJ? Happy New Year, all. Tarks 9. Real Steve died. Good to see you, buddy. But look at, come on, Steve. It wasn't a winner. Rocket is clearly not a winner, but does feature 3 of the 5 winners on this panel. Would love to have
Right.
Graham
We
and
gotta do our
Aaron
interview.
next.
What is
I
Rocket?
already did mine, you slacker.
What
Let's
is it?
help
Oh,
it
no.
continue.
I'm not slacking.
What's Rocket?
The magazine, his magazine. It's like a magazine that covers comics and big supporter of CG campaigns and all.
Oh, is
I
that
agree
the
with
one that was crowdfunded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Citizen Ronan, good to see you. It's McGee, good to see you too. So let's Hurley guy, one slick dude. Again, Bob Gable, all you guys, great to see you. So let's move on. So those were your losers, huh?
Sure.
Is there a comic book loser, or are you kind of that those were your 2 losers?
Man, that's tough. I mean, I don't really get much anymore. I'm when I buy comics now, it's mostly back issues and stuff from the 70s and before, or 80s as well. I'll have to think about that one. So
All right, well, you circle the horses and you come back to us.
I'll do that.
Fragaboom!
Yeah.
Talk to me, brother. Talk to me. Talk to the crowd. Talk to your people. The people's champion. Let us know what's going on. What did you hate? I don't have to say
Or
hate.
strongly
What's the
dislike.
biggest- Yeah.
Hate.
Comics or
No, it's still no hate.
no hate.
It's the winning. But it is defeat you must prepare yourself for. No. When it comes, I'll be too busy looking good.
Oh,
What were you looking for when you attacked my guards? Wasn't me. You will tell me who? Mr. Han, suddenly I'd like to leave your island.
damn.
Bullshit, Mr. Handman.
Mr. Handman.
You come right out of a comic book.
Nice.
Let's talk about comic books.
Game of
Right.
Death, or,
I missed one
the
line.
Dragon.
Enter the Dragon, right?
You going
right.
to bed? All right. I love you.
You right out of a comic.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, Jim Kelly.
Yep.
Great Jim Kelly. Okay.
The quarterback for the Bills?
I said the same thing.
Speaking of losers,
You
there's a
sportsies.
4-time loser right there.
Painful.
Let's see. I mean, I don't want to get into the sadness. You know, obviously, as comic book fans and art fans, we lost. We're losers and losing a lot of the great talents from our industry in 2022.
Yes, sir.
I also feel like, as a comic fan, United. I feel like a loser as a person who, when I go to the comic book store, I can't find anything that interests me like it used to. You know, there's little blips here and there, but nothing great. And, you know, thinking about when I first started shopping and buying comics back in 80, I think it was 85, you know, there was a point in time where you could go, even in 85, you get Art Adams, John Byrne, Walt Simonson, Frank Miller, a lot of greats all on the rack at the same time, even up to, like, include all those guys. Let's say 1990, include like Mark Silvestri, Jim Lee, McFarlane, Liefeld, you know, Larson, Keown, Barry Windsor Smith was rocking it, Sam Keith. There was always something
Andy
very
Smith, Aaron
interesting.
Lopresti, Graham Nolan.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, and present company, myself excluded, because I'm a 91 guy. But I remember going in to comic shops and just feeling like a kid in a candy store with, you know, enough to get sick on, you know, and now I go in and literally I go, like Andy, I end up going to trades or, you know, anything that is like filling up holes or getting better versions of something, you know.
You know, I never really visualized it until you just said that, but it's so true, because there was a period of time where you'd go in the comic shop in the 80s is a good example, or even in the 90s, and there was just there was so much stuff, and you were like, oh, I got to get that, I got to get this, and it was like, I don't have enough money to get everything I want. Now you go in there and you can't freaking find a single book you want to even pick up.
Yeah.
And there's more
you look for things to buy, you know.
Yeah, and it's amazing, but that's really true.
So that's why, you know, I pick us fans as the losers of 2022, but we're going to bring it back in a major way.
Yep.
You know, they found us. What else? Let's see. Mainstream. I don't know. I pretty much enjoyed all the movies I saw in 2022. I didn't see a lot. I mean, I know Billy wants to talk about one of them as a winner, so I'm not going to bring up how much I love that one, because this is loser talk. My health. I was a loser. I gained like 50 pounds last year.
50 pounds?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now you got to be a loser in 2023.
Yeah, no, I have been a loser. I've been a total loser.
Yeah, I think you were
I'm
a
down.
winner.
I'm down 11. I'm down 11.
Go, man, go! Way to go!
So now I'm a loser. But that's
A
all
winner.
I got.
That's a
all
good
I
loser.
got. You know.
That's a good loser.
Yeah. But you know me, man. I always try to focus on the positive, and you know, I did watch a couple episodes of She-Hulk. I liked some of the sequencing, but the overall sort of agenda of the show, I wasn't really feeling too much. I didn't like what they did to Hulk. They kind of turned him into a granola wuss, you know. That's not my Hulk. That's not my Hulk.
Soy Hulk.
Disgusting.
Soy Hulk. And that, but I did. I mean, I'm not going to say winner, but I really did enjoy Moon Knight. Oh, Doctor Strange? Yes, Doctor Strange. Madness, whatever it was called, the Vision. Basically, my brain's all broken right now. Scarlet Witch. It was basically, it was basically the Scarlet Witch movie featuring Doctor Strange. You know, and like.
This is the America Chavez movie featuring Scarlet Witch.
There you go. That's exactly it. So I'm a huge Doctor Strange guy. I love Doctor Strange. He's my number 2 favorite after Spidey. Cool. I just dig everything about him, and you know, he's a guy that has to use his fortitude of his mind and not just physical prowess, and he has to outsmart, and he has to really dig deep. That movie, I felt like he was playing second fiddle and was not true to form. So pop culture wise, I would give that one. If you want to press the hated it thing, Billy, now's the time.
May I?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's look for that. Oh, how about this? Okay,
he wasn't ready, so he wasn't ready. So now
It wasn't
ready.
he's got too many clips. He can't find it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Hey, shit, where's hated?
Hated it.
Thank you.
There it is. Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's it. That's
Well,
what I got.
let's go down to you, old man Winter.
Well, I actually brought a visual aid to help with mine. If you want to share the screen there, Mr. Touche.
Absolutely. Let's give it a whirl. Oh, Aaron Lopresti.
Now I have to preface this by saying I never watched the show
Wait,
because I know. Hang on a second. I don't watch anything if it gets crap reviews, unless it's something I have to go see, like a ridiculous giant alligator movie, and I don't care what the reviews are, something like that.
Wait,
but-
wait. So, stop. What? Like,
Well,
is
you
that
know
like your
those
sweet
giant
spot?
alligator movies that are always.
Is that like your sweet spot? Like, if like you could go, man, that thing sucked. Hey, Aaron's got a giant alligator. Well, we're going.
Yes, or sharks.
Holy shit.
I got to agree. I'm right there with them with movies like that. I got to see those.
What was that?
Give
what
me
was
some
that
piranhas.
movie that Sam Raimi produced, Crawl or something. It had the
Yeah.
the
Great.
alligators
This
were in the
is
house,
great.
and
That was
That's
that was good.
excellent.
not
Okay.
not,
Was that the
not
one that
okay.
yeah.
All right.
with Mel Gibson?
What was that?
Was that the one with Mel Gibson in the hurricane and the alligators were in the house?
Yeah,
Mel's
Mel
not
Gibson
in it.
wasn't in that though.
Yeah,
No,
it was?
Mel's not in it.
Mel wasn't in that.
Well, the one I'm thinking of, he was.
Well, there,
He was the father
there's
of the
more than
girl
one
in the
alligator. Did I
hurricane.
miss an alligator movie?
It was a
I
hurricane.
know what you're talking about.
That's a whole different movie.
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, it's a whole different movie. There were no
Isn't that like
alligators. I know what you're
Signs?
talking about.
Isn't that Signs?
No,
No.
no.
That was
No.
the alien
Alien
movie. Oh my god!
Okay.
All right, but let me
confused.
expand upon why my son is a huge Star Wars fan, right? So he watches this stuff even when he knows he shouldn't. But we saw The Mandalorian, and I kind of liked that show. I thought that was pretty good for the most part until they got rid of Gina. But anyway, I thought that was a pretty good show. So then this is coming up. We're thinking, hey, this looks pretty good. Well, as Disney does, they don't do like, say, Cobra Kai or whatever and release all the episodes at once so you can just binge watch it. They want to keep your subscription money coming, so they release an episode a week, right? Well, that gives you a chance to say, well, I'm going to wait for a few episodes to come out before I watch this. And then you start hearing the reviews. Then my son starts watching it. And all he could tell me was that it was really, really disappointing. And that's what I heard through the internet and, people reviewing it. And that the only reasonably good episode was the one where the Mandalorian guest starred in it. Right. And so it's kind of like, so here Marvel or Star Wars, pardon me, Disney has this opportunity right off the success of the Mandalorian show, which I thought was really good, to expand, and apparently they blew it. So I never watched an episode. Well, they did blow it because they couldn't get me to watch it. Right. Even with I had the subscription and I wouldn't watch it. Because I have better things to do than waste my time watching bad shows or bad movies. And the whole premise and everything that I read about, it just seemed like, who greenlit this? What? So
I'm with you, Aaron. I'm with you because I don't run from bad reviews. But Star Wars to me is for the most part dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but someone and I'd already arrived at that before Rogue One, but they said to me, I know you think that, but you got to see Rogue One. You gotta. It feels great. And I saw
liked Rogue One.
And I loved Rogue One.
Yeah.
And that's like, if I got more of that, I'd be all about it. But then, I saw another one and was, Star Wars is dead. It's like,
and then you had
mess it up.
Then you had Obi-Wan come out right later, and that was supposed to, and that's got, Ewan McGregor in it. You're thinking, okay, this could be really good. And apparently that was not good. And
well, the reason, like,
was better
once
than-
again,
than
I
Nolan.
watched both of those too. My daughter's a huge Star Wars fan, so she wants me to watch all this stuff with her. And Obi-Wan was just like, the outcome. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, he's going to fight Darth Vader. Oh, a big lightsaber battle. Who cares? You know he's not going to die or get hurt real bad or any of that crap because you've seen Star Wars. So it's,
Yeah, the
Well-
only reason I'd watch is to find out why he went into hiding.
And that's weak sauce.
Yeah.
It's weak sauce. Why they explain why he is the way he is now. It doesn't make any sense.
What did they say?
What? Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Greg.
haven't watched it either.
Oh, I gotta try and remember.
Does it matter?
now, but
Because it just sucks. It just sucks.
yeah,
so much.
it sucks
Doesn't
because
work.
Obi-Wan, when he gets sent there by Yoda, with his mission to watch over Luke and everything, he's at the height of his powers. I mean, he's the badass of the universe, and now he goes to this planet and he becomes this simp. And he's kind of wallowing and he loses his skills for some reason. It's not like he's practicing or anything. He's got a job. He's got to watch this prodigy grow up. And
Hey,
everything.
you know
And
what?
He's not staying sharp.
He might be going up into the cantina. You know, when he says you'll never ever see a scum and villainy, a hive of scum
Right.
and villainy.
Uh-huh.
That
Bigger
sounds like a man
hive
who's talking from experience.
and-
So he may have given in to his temptations and been softened over time.
No, he doesn't get into
Prostitutes,
temptations. He just
bantha
gets
milk.
lazy.
Sucking down the bantha milk from the bantha teeth.
Oh,
Yeah.
But you talk about big losers, right? And you got to keep asking yourself: is how long is they going to let Kathleen Kennedy screw this stuff up before they say we need a change of leadership here?
Maybe
I don't
she's
know,
got
but
she's got people's emails.
That's
guess,
a good
but it just
question.
seems like at least seems like Star Wars is all but dead at this point because of what they've done, and they need someone to come in with a fresh voice to get people excited, and they refuse to do it, which is just mind-numbing to
They
me.
did. One of the parts that really bothered me, I would be more accepting if they would have phased out, let's just call it our Star Wars. If they would have phased out our Star Wars with dignity,
Yeah,
they didn't. They turned Luke into a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They let Han get ran up by his son.
Yeah.
They didn't do Leia right. She should have been regal and not this, bulldoggy character. Like,
bro, every one of us here would have done Leia right. Let me tell you that.
hey, Jabba Nobata, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Well, though, it's really sad when you went and saw. I remember my son got excited about when they did the first, the J.J. Abrams movie, the very first one. And I went in there and saw it. And I was just kind of shaking my head afterwards. He goes, "You didn't like that?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't like it because it was a remake of the first Star Wars film. It just wasn't as good." I said they missed so many opportunities. They never should have shown, they should not have shown Adam Driver's face until he confronted Han Solo on the bridge. That's been the first time we should have seen his face. And it's like they blew that in so many ways. And it was so obvious every time they screwed it up that it should have been easily fixed. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I mean, do these people even know what they're doing or do they care? I mean, it was just really,
Let's
really
face it,
bizarre.
the Star Wars franchise has a long history of when they show somebody's face, you're always disappointed.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When they took Darth Vader's helmet off for the first time and he was this pudgy accountant looking
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
It was such a disappointment.
I
And
know.
then they didn't fix it, so they go into the Mandalorian and they take his helmet off, and I'm like, oh, put it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I know these actors want their faces to be seen, but you've got to do what's best for the character in the series. And that whole mystery of who the Mandalorian is, it's like you hire somebody and say, "Dude, you're not going to you use your voice, but we're not seeing your face because that's the cool thing. We're not going to show your face."
Right.
They could have
And-
hired anybody to play
Yeah.
the role.
That's right.
Right,
And had a voice
Daniel
actor.
joins the voice it.
And
Well, yeah, I mean, there were scenes where he couldn't be on set, and it wasn't like, stuntman type stuff.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal or whatever couldn't be there, so they're just like, yeah, that's okay. You can just voice over the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing though too, if he took his helmet off, his hair would be insanely matted, greasy, whatever. Head, right? He'd be pale as a ghost, right? His teeth would be all fucking yellow, rotted, disgusting. He'd have fucking hives and pimples all over him.
He wouldn't have that little ginkgo mustache either. He would have
a fucking beard if he's
mountain man thing.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is way off topic, but it's still in the same lane, sort of. You know the Halloween movies, how they kind of wrapped them up, right? Mm-hmm. Now, the one just before this last one, I caught some of it on Halloween, right? And there's this scene where these people are investigating Michael Myers, right? And Michael Myers has escaped again, and they have like his mask and stuff in their trunk, and they're at a gas station. And so Michael Myers is watching them from afar, right? And this chick goes into the John to use the bathroom, and the guy goes into the guy that's with her goes into the mechanic shop, and he finds this dude, and it's like his jaw's been ripped off and there's teeth missing and just some heinous murders in there, right? And the guy's jumpsuit is gone. So, you know, Michael Myers took the guy's mechanic outfit, right? Well, anyway, the chick's in the bathroom, right? And Michael Myers comes in the bathroom to kill her, but he doesn't have his Michael Myers mask on. Now, they don't really show his face, but you're getting like side glimpses and things. Oh, he's a guy with a bald head and he's not shaven and things like that. And it's like, you just ruined Michael Myers for me.
Right.
Why are you showing me this? I should never see this guy.
Showing him break into the car to grab the mask, you know?
Yeah, it was just like that. And that's the same type of thing. It's like, I know they showed him in the very first movie, which I'll give Carpenter credit. That was a very effective shot where he showed the kid's face.
Yeah.
Because even though he looked human, he didn't look right. You know what I mean? It was like, it was as scary as when he had the mask on. But this whole scene, he murders this chick in the stall, and the guy comes in to help her, and then he gets killed. But you're not seeing his face, but you're seeing parts of the side of his jaw and things like that, where you just get, this is some bald 65-year-old dude killing these people, and suddenly he's not Michael Myers anymore.
Where's our Thibert tonight?
Yeah, really.
He couldn't.
He's out.
I
think
he's at some busted up gas station doing his
thing. He'll kill again if you let him.
So would you say that for them to show Michael Myers' face and the Mandalorian's face, you think they chose wisely or
chose poorly?
My God. Hey, big ups to Niall.
I know, man. Niall.
My hands.
Billy's like a drum solo. You know he's coming, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I know.
All right. So, okay. So that's your pop.
Anyway, so Star Wars basically is my pop culture failure this year.
Excellent. Any comics failure, or you want to just?
Well, do I have to overstate the obvious? I guess I will. Obviously, Aftershock was a major failure, but also we're seeing it through this. I mean, DC and Marvel are failing epically, but they're being propped up by their corporate sponsorship. But these smaller publishers are really starting to crumble around us. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. But that's a reality, unfortunately, that we're seeing happen, where you're seeing the market shrink to a point where it can no longer sustain a lot of these smaller publishers that used to be a haven for people to bring their creative, their IPs to and stuff, and be able to do something outside of mainstream comics. And that looks like, other than people like us, which that's the good stuff, we'll get to that later, but it seems like the opportunities that were there for independent publishing through a company, looks like those are going away really, really quickly. So I would say in the immediate, the independent smaller publishers had a rough 2022, and are probably going to continue in that direction.
Unfortunately, agreed. But if you're going to hire crap and you're going to, you know, I mean, it's.
But I think part of the problem was too that it's trickled down from Marvel and DC's crap. You know, when the industry, for small companies to succeed, and they never really have, with the exception of Dark Horse, has managed to stick around through some pretty tough times by being clever and licensing certain properties at the right time that was able to keep their ship afloat while they did other things. But, CrossGen never made it. Malibu didn't make it. And there was some Valiant keeps dying and coming back and dying. So small companies never really have had longevity, but to see what's happening now, where it used to be they couldn't compete with Marvel and DC. Now I think Marvel and DC are dragging them under.
Interesting.
So
very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Graham Nolan.
Well, before I say my first one, I have to preface it with an apology to Grandma Smith. But I hated Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
That's fine.
I'm with you, Graham.
I'm with Graham. I'm very disappointed with it. Very
It
disappointed.
was so cheesy and not in a good way.
I wanted to love that so bad because it's right in my wheelhouse. I love Werewolf by Night. They shot it ostensibly they shot it in black and white, but they didn't. They shot it in color in video and then dropped the color out. That's not cinematography. That's not black and white cinematography.
Right, I agree.
Right.
And the characters were goofy. The plot was a ripoff of what's the famous drawing a blank now of not The Last Man Alive, Most Dangerous Game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a ripoff of The Most Dangerous Game. They had the opportunity, and people seemed to like seeing Man Thing, but they didn't call him Man Thing because they're embarrassed by that. They call him Ted. Yeah, seriously.
That's true.
Yeah, they call him Ted, and he becomes basically Groot of the MonsterVerse with really bad CGI. So that it should have been great, but that's what you get when you hire a musical guy to direct your monster movie. Michael, was it Cimino or Michael?
Not Cimino.
No, it's Michael. It's the guy who wrote the music for Star Trek.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He directed that?
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
he's an orchestral. What do they call the guys who write the music in the movies?
Composer.
Composer. Thank you.
Composer.
Yeah, he's a composer. Now he's a director.
And look at you froze out Graham. It was so shocking to him.
Am I frozen?
No.
No.
Is Graham moving, or is he still? I'm seeing him frozen.
He's moving.
Now he's moving.
No, he's moving.
He's
Then
alive.
you froze.
Oh,
You
old man Winter's
No,
frozen.
it's never me.
Old man
Never.
Winter's
So
frozen.
and that guy now is going to be directing. I guess they're going to do a modern version of The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Oh God.
How did he earn a movie by that directorial debut?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
And as opposed to the story of that they had in the original, this one's going to be more focused on illegal aliens.
That is so lame.
Johnny on the button. Holy shit.
Wow.
I know, right?
That one.
Thank you.
He's looking for key words.
Now,
I am.
Graham. Oh, wait a minute, Graham. And I know, because like I said, you're a fan of the monster films like I am. Before that show was even over, I had 20 ways I could have fixed that plot and made it better. And I'll bet you came up with several yourself. You're watching it going, why are they doing this when they should be doing this?
Well,
Why are
no,
they-
because I fell asleep.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean that tells you something right there.
Oh.
Michael
Michael
I guess it's Michael Giacchino.
Giacchino, yeah.
Well, he's crap.
Yeah.
But and I think and it bothers me because I hear the discipline. I hear 10-year-old Graham Nolan's utter disappointment
Yes.
in this. That you must have been so excited, or maybe not excited. You were very hopeful. You were hoping against hope that this could capture the spirit of the Universal monster movies, and it didn't.
They've crushed my spirit many times, Billy. So I don't have a heart anymore. It's just a big callus. It's a red throbbing callus.
Wow, hang on now. And you know what else? You know what else ticked me off by that movie was the whole Wizard of Oz thing, right? I mean, I get they had to bring it into full color. That made no sense. It made no sense other than them saying, "Hey, look, look, here's a, pardon the expression from 70s rock, but this is a cheap trick that we can use to get the color back in here. But it made no sense. It was no setup. There was no reason for it to be that, other than the fact that we all know that Wizard of Oz started off black and white and then went to color.
Right. But why? What? I mean, spoiler alert. I don't care. I'm not going to see it. What was the gimmick?
There wasn't any. She was sitting there, and they started playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and it just changed to color. Yeah. And you're like, well, what does that got to do with anything? Yeah. Lame.
Oh my God, lame. All right.
It was not good.
See, wait a minute. I'm gonna go off on this. I can't help it. So
please.
So they have Bloodstone's daughter, right? Now, Bloodstone was a character introduced in the 70s for my Marvel. He's a monster hunter, right? So, of course, they have to woke it up a little bit by getting rid of Bloodstone and just have his daughter come in, right? And that's okay. I guess you want to do that. But why? The whole setup was so convoluted. If it was so easy to catch Man-Thing, to put him in this maze for these guys to hunt him, and then all of them got killed almost instantly, right? So these guys are apparently not that great of monster hunters. This maze for these guys to hunt him, and then all of them got killed almost. What just happened?
I don't know.
It was such an important point that I had to say it twice. So, but they could have done something like, they could have brought, like, you know, the original Bloodstone into it. They could have had this in a swamp, right, where they're hunting the werewolf by night, and the Man-Thing shows up because he's in the swamp. And maybe Bloodstone ends up getting killed and his daughter ends up taking up the mantle. I mean, there's a million ways they could have done this that would have actually made more sense. But it was just, I thought.
How was the reviews, the Marvel Universe fandom?
Hey, I need to back up a second here because when I was talking about that director doing a remake, I misspoke. It is not The Day the Earth Stood Still. It's worse. It's going to be worse because he's remaking Them.
Oh, really? That's a good movie.
Giant ant movie.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
and it's going to be about, you know, illegal aliens and borders and stuff like that. Is what I read.
Oh my goodness. Well, we have a. All right.
So that's 2023, and I'm just going to put my dibs in now. I hate it.
There you go. Now, Aaron, this is directed at you, I believe. It's from Texas Mofo, and Texas Mofo wants to know, Aaron, because any of it. Anyway, we have 95
Texas.
people watching. I want to
nice callback to last night.
Yeah,
smash that like button. And
last night was one of the more entertaining Comics Book Kings episodes you'll ever see.
Yes, it was.
Oh gosh.
We got a super chat.
What I miss?
Go ahead.
Everything, dude. Everything.
When Shane imitated Reenie, holy crap! We were laughing so hard.
Dude, that was awesome.
I'm gonna try to find it.
And then he added the animation that he's going, wee, and his eyes were bulging like the guy.
Oh yeah.
Roger Rabbit.
It really got going, I'd say, in the last hour and a half, Dan.
Yeah, it was really cooking there.
All right, I'm going to watch
Randy
it.
Howell, thank you very much for the Canadian $5 super chat. I bought Andy a beer to console him as he was forced to watch all the Disney Plus MCU and Star Wars shows. Very nice. Thank you, Randy. At least someone cares.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. Smokey the Concat says it was a transition from real life of her home to dream state in Oz. Sorry, Aaron. I didn't.
Well, no, that's the Wizard of Oz. He's talking about how they use that in Werewolf by Night.
Right. Yeah. I'm not sure that I.
Yeah, we're not dissing what they did in the Wizard of Oz. We're saying they ripped it off in a bad way in Werewolf by Night.
And I do understand the transition in Wizard of Oz and why it was there, and it made sense. What I'm saying is, it made no sense in Werewolf by Night the way they used it.
Yeah, that was perfect in Wizard of Oz. Yeah, perfect.
No, I haven't finished. All I got was the Marvel thing. So the big loser, comics-wise, for me in 2022 is DC Comics. DC moved out of their luxurious offices into those tiny little cubicles. They put all
shared, right, Graham? Shared cubicles. They don't even have a cubicle, right?
Yeah, I forget what they call that. That new downsizing thing. So they don't really have that kind of hub that they did anymore, and it's just another example of how badly they're doing. You add in lower rates, cutting their print line, cutting their staff, moving them into these shoe boxes that you're just renting by the hour type of thing. You look at the products that are coming out, and it pains me to say this because I worked for DC for the better part of my career, and I was lucky enough to work there when there was such great people, all the way up through management and editorial, to see them running this ship into the ground is just embarrassing to me. So for me, comics wise, it's the corporation formerly known as DC Comics, loser in 2022.
Good. There you go. Well, they care about their creatives so much. It brings a tear to your eye of how much they appreciate the ones making their books. So anyway, okay.
Well, everybody that cared is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the rough part of it. A lot of these problems, it's like there were great caretakers at both of those places up to a point, and then it's like, love him or hate him, when Ralph Macchio retired from Marvel really changed. Like that, to me, that was almost an impetus. And when Paul Levitz left DC, a lot of things started to change, and it was just sort of these vestiges flying off, and then this new thing is here, and this new thing doesn't even resemble the old thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it was gimmick after gimmick after gimmick, gimmick after gimmick after gimmick. That's what they were basing their sales on in hopes of that. And
at least the gimmicks used to be comic centric. Now they're politics and social woke centric. You know what I mean? Right. It's like the gimmicks aren't even things you could be attracted to remotely.
Right, and forcing the retailers to buy said gimmicks, and if you don't, you're publicly shamed.
Yeah.
For it.
And to jump on what Aaron said before, how it's very tough for these smaller publishers to stay afloat, and it always has been. And he postulated the fact that it's DC and Marvel now that are bringing them down. I just want to say in support of that is that the hardest part for a retailer is the amount of money they have to spend every month. And that retailer buys the stuff he knows is going to sell, which is why he goes to the front of that catalog and he buys his X-Men, his Batmans, and whatever is the hot shit, he's buying that. Whatever money is left over goes to Eclipse and Kamiko and Dark Horse and whoever the smaller guys are. That's how it's always been. But now that things are even tighter, there's less of that money to go around, and they're much more conservative in how they order product. So they're going to get.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Graham. One of my friends, he's a awesome retailer here in Georgia, Cliff Biggers. He had Comic Shop News.
Yep.
Dr. Knows. He's amazing. Awesome. And he's great. I love him. And I remember when I had done some inks over Liefeld on Major X, there was a particular cover I went in to get because that was the one. It was something I worked on, but I wanted this cover. And Cliff said, oh, yeah, you had to order like 50 books to get that one. He said, I'm just lucky it's on a book that sells regardless. You should see some of the stuff they have me do. It's like I got to buy 50 of this to get the one thing that people want. But now I'm stuck with 50 that they don't. Mm-hmm. And it's like you talk about abstracting it as a piece of pie. Marvel and DC, that's a deliberate, like, take a chunk from the other guy. It's like it's literally an offensive move.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, they're making the greenbacks and it's a greed thing, but it's also an offensive move on the little guy.
Well, yeah, they've always done that, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the reality for the retailer is there's less of those Marvel stunt things that are successful. There's less of those DC stunt things.
Yeah.
So they're not making, just look at the sales numbers. I mean, if they could get 300,000 on that's a huge thing. Most of them are barely over 100, and the rest of everything is in 20, 30,000, 40,000 range.
If that.
Yeah, I mean, I may be giving them extra numbers there,
Yeah.
but that being said, there's nothing left for the little guy. And if they are progressive, and there are plenty of really good, sharp retailers out there, like when I did Joe Frankenstein for IDW, they'll order Joe maybe because they see my name and Chuck's name on it, but they're not reordering it. So if they order 5 copies of that, and those 5 copies fly off the shelves, the next month, they're not reordering 5 more copies of issue 1 or extra copies of issue 2, because they know number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are going to go down precipitously each month because people are going to wait for the trade paperbacks. What they're going to do is put their money back into the for sure sellers. So whatever those progressive ones are willing to buy right off the gate is the total sales you're going to get as the little guy. There's no, this is a runaway hit. Let's keep running. Let's go back to press. Let's order more. It won't happen.
Yeah.
Unless the old school way was word of mouth, right? Like think about Ninja Turtles.
Right.
And if I just taking your Joe Frankenstein thing, if you and Chuck were YouTubing like you do now, and you were basically saying during order times, tell your retailer, and did you buy my book? If you did, you let your retailer know, and that's the only way to fight it as the little guy. It behooves you, but times are changing.
Yep.
Yeah, well, times have changed a lot since since the 80s when runaway hits could happen.
Yeah,
like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I want to thank the 116 people watching out there. Please smash the like button and subscribe to the Pop XP if you don't mind, by Billy Tucci and Niall Scala. Anyway, so all right. Speaking of, and I think that might be culprits in this to piggyback off of you, Graham, about, and also then Aaron said the same thing about these books that are not doing well. I think, and we know why. Again, they become the gimmicks. They become more like social experiments, and well, you have a what's the word when somebody is an accomplice? I guess an accomplice in this failure, a great accomplice in this failure, and I'd have to say it's these people right here.
Oh, the media,
the comic book mainstream comic book press.
Mm-hmm.
What this is the number one, blah blah blah. 17,000 followers, 9,000 followers. The Beat has 5,000. Now they're asking for money. They're basically covering these books that sell for crap.
Let's add up all of those followers,
right?
And if every one of them buys a book, how many copies is that they've influenced?
Right.
It's still countable numbers.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, some of our YouTube channels are doing better than these comic sites.
Yeah, and
17 and 9, that's 26,000 right there for the first 2. Keep scrolling. 26, keep going. 26 and 5, all right, 31, 32,
Comics Worth Reading,
33, 34, 35, 36, 41, 42, 43, 44. And now we're getting all right. Here's 45,000.
Yeah, comics.
Yeah, now we're getting maybe hundreds and stuff. That's 45,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. The number one.
That's it.
Look, yeah, the number 14 most popular comic book blog is Comic Book Daily, and I'll check it out. Sounds cool. They only have 281 followers.
Right.
Right.
That's the number 14 most popular comic book blog / news site.
Well, some of these people are repeat. They, these aren't unique followers.
Unique. You're right.
Well,
you have even less.
What's the number one? CBR with 17,000.
CBR, and I can't. And the thing is, with the majority of us, we'll get covered in Bleeding Cool. We'll get covered in CBR. If Andy Smith is riding his bicycle and runs into and hits an old lady and knocks her to the ground, and he's on the newspaper, Andy Smith will be front page news of CBR.
That's right.
Andy Smith hits his newest campaign is his biggest campaign ever. He's already over $70,000, almost at 80, etc. He breaks 6 figures with his campaign. You send out a press release to them, nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing. And this is why, and again, and that's fine. That's their prerogative to do this. But I want to check something out here that Sean Ferris is writing. Give me a second, Sean. I apologize.
Yeah, he's got a couple of super.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, yep.
You got 2 super chats there.
Yep. So the thing is that it just broke my train of thought. Oh, it doesn't matter because even though they're ignoring us, right? Unless we do something heinous, rob a bank,
Fall asleep on your stream.
fall asleep on
That's
your
right.
screen.
Vote for Trump.
Right. We won't get coverage from them. But but you hit 6 figures. You bring in $1 million a year. You're like Ethan, kicking ass with creating a new toy company that is putting out these, not a peep, because what they want to do is that they want history to they're basically doing like what they did to Trump. Whether you like him or hate him, the press wanted to create a narrative. It's negative about Trump. So when people look back 20 years from now, they're like, oh my God, everybody must have hated Trump. Look at all the news reports. And it's just like this. Well, we can't say anything bad about it because how can you say something bad about Aaron Lopresti? What has he ever done to anyone? Ever. He's not R.T. Bear who doesn't show up. Aaron shows up.
Well, you know what? I'll say something negative about Aaron.
Oh, here we go.
When we were in Germany, the greatest beer in the world, and he didn't drink any.
Oh,
What?
Well, I mean, at CrossGen, he'd go around and give people wet willies. Just crazy.
wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute. So
The saint that you have,
had
that you
you
know as Old Man Winter, he ain't no saint.
So you had the best beer in the world
Yes.
at his fingertips in Germany, and he refused it.
And he watched
Okay,
me drink
all
2
right.
liters of it.
All right.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby, want a bottle?
I think that was directed towards
But
you,
here's the
Aaron.
best part. But anyway, but here's the best part regarding that. I'm going to say that the mainstream comic book press is a comics loser for me, and the reason why is because it doesn't matter that they ignore us. We don't need them. We are producing our books. We are promoting ourselves. We are doing this going directly to the fandom. We don't need these people in between to tell the fans they should like us or not, like they're doing what they're championing these crap books like Twink Robin and all the other shit they've been putting out.
The reality is, which I brought up earlier, we as individuals and certainly collective as CG, we are more popular than these news sites. Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
CBR is the most popular comic book news site. They have 17,000 followers. Ethan Van Sciver has 147,000 subscribers, right? Shane's got 8,000. Malin's over 10,000. I know Graham is over 3,000. It's like, I don't know, Fraga's got a lot. I mean, it's like,
Yes! That's awesome!
we are the
I can't
ones.
take it.
We
I
are
know,
the
okay,
ones
I'll stop,
pushing.
I'll stop.
Hey, we're the ones with the influence pushing the narrative now, not these clowns.
Well, look at CBR for instance. Again, these people are basically telling us they will not cover us. I don't know
Right.
why. I don't know why.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do know, but
know
is it-
exactly
I don't
why.
We
I don't
know why.
Any justifiable reason? How's that?
That's true.
I mean,
Okay,
insane reason. No,
That's
right.
why they ignore us, because they
Yes.
can't write bad articles about us because we don't give them any cannon fodder.
Because
We don't-
news is news. They want to write narratives, just like
Right. They're creating a narrative.
They're
real
producing.
big
They're
news company.
producing 1,124 articles per week,
and nobody reads.
and no one reads them, and nothing, not a peep about us. So in my
And
in my-
meanwhile, CG has raised $15 million in assets for Indiegogo.
right. So you know
That's
what?
not a story.
Yeah. So you know what, mainstream comic book press, I'm taking you off my email list, and guess what?
You're
All right.
And he said he'd stop too.
Yeah,
I
but
know,
he's
I got it.
an
30
addiction,
seconds
man.
ago.
Hey,
He said that.
can we do
Once
something
you go,
Sean
you can't
Ferris-
stop. Can't pull it back in.
Yeah, can I address it? Sean Ferris sent us a super chat. Thank
Yep.
you so much. $17.76. First of all, thank you for that. I love both ends of that. He had earlier tweeted about Carmine Garapoli. So he says, one of two. At 98 years old, Carmine Garapoli went home, 1/1/23. I knew him as Pop. He was my daughter's boyfriend's great-grandfather. He loved my daughter and loved me enough to share his cognac with me. That's wonderful. Again, for another $17.76 super chat. Thank you. He signed up for the Navy at 17 years old in 1942 and was soon deployed on the USS Boston in the Pacific Theater. I believe the Boston's probably a cruiser because cruisers are named after cities. Battleships are named after states. In the Pacific Theater, serving through the occupation of Japan. That means he didn't go home until 1946, probably. So he's gone for 4 years. I had the honor of being a pallbearer yesterday. So here's a salute to you, sir, and to Pop. God bless him. God bless our greatest generation. Thank you. I wish I wasn't playing with my. Wait a minute. How do I? Playing with my branding so much that I would have seen that because you didn't have to give us a super chat. We totally would have called. We totally would address that. But thank you so much for that. And now, speaking of winners, Andy Smith, and we got a nice chat up here. Let's see, real early. I just want to grab it real quick. Way back, the chat is going awesome. Where is that? Winter Fraga boom. Come on. Here we go. I think there's one thing we can all agree on.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
Heck yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And people like
Marcus knows what's
help
up.
make it.
Yeah, thank you. So okay, 128 viewers. Thank each and every one of you. Please smash the like button, and if you can hit the little bell to subscribe.
Did you see Marcus's hat? He had a Yankee hat on.
Did he?
No.
Oh, I like. Look at this, Andy Grant, Angry Gamer. He's got a Sherlock Holmes profile, but I don't want to share his thing yet, and just in case one of you guys pick it. Andy Smith, talk to me about some winners now, man.
So I'm a big, excuse me, I'm a big TV watcher. A show that was on Amazon Prime last year, around this time, that I thought they did a home run with it, with casting. The story was great. I'm looking forward to season 2. Based on great novels, Reacher, Jack Reacher, the show.
I will second that notion, sir.
I'll third it.
Alan Ritchson plays Jack Reacher. You know, I didn't hate the Tom Cruise movies, except Tom Cruise isn't anything at all like Reacher is described.
Is he
too
taller
small.
than
He's
Reacher?
too small.
Tom Cruise?
Well,
Yeah, a
Reacher's
little bit.
supposed to be 6'5",
Just a
right?
tad bit. But Alan Ritchson, who I first discovered him back when I think he was in Smallville.
Yeah.
And then Hawk on Titans. And man, he was just perfect. That show was great. The writing was really good. The characterization, it's a drama thriller show, but just the way Alan delivered the lines for Reacher and the characterization came across great. The little bit of humor that was in it, I just can't wait for season 2. I thought Reacher was just a fantastic show.
Got himself some.
I thought the last episode was weak, though.
I don't remember it as well.
I agree with Graham on this. That's when basically all the heroes got to fight all their villains, and they sort of lined up, and everybody got to get their
And this
revenge.
shrimpy little guy takes on giant Reacher in the water and practically kills him. And then he's underwater for like a minute or something. Then he has this burst of energy, and he wakes up. And he's
Berserker mode.
and he should have kicked the guy's ass in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was
It's like the Tarzan movie where he gets taken down by rosary beads.
That's exactly what I thought of when you said that.
Oh, I'm thinking it's more like the Terror of Tiny Town, really.
Oh, okay.
But there was a good explosion in that movie. So.
Or at least and a good midget fight. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was a
It was
great-
a heck
Little
of
person.
a brawl there at
little
the
I
end.
know, little person, you're going to upset Dan.
Oh,
Come
I'm
on,
sorry.
he's fragile.
Well, back then they
it's
called
Fraga.
him.
It's Fraga, Andy Smythe.
Sir, you're going to upset Fraga. He's fragile. Fragile Fraga.
Okay.
There you go. Fragile.
I'm sorry.
Fragile.
I meant
So
no
yeah,
offense.
so I'd say Reacher, and then I was trying to think. Oh my God, I had a movie that while we were going around, I did think of a movie, and damn it, I forgot it.
Wasn't it Glass Onion?
No,
Oh.
I didn't hate Glass Onion, but
I like Glass Onion. It wasn't as good as the first one.
no, it wasn't as good as the first one, but it was okay.
Nothing but
Yeah,
terrible.
it was entertaining.
reviews.
No, I thought it was
It was
entertaining.
okay.
I've seen people give it terrible reviews, and I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was entertaining. I didn't hate it or dislike it by any means.
Well, it's funny. No, it's funny. I watched Glass Onion, and then I went back and watched Knives Out again, which I really, really liked. And what I realized was they were both sort of following the same formula.
Mm-hmm.
And those, it's not so much, although I think Knives Out was a better mystery. It's not so much about the who did it as it is about why they did it and the characters involved in the show, right? That's the entertainment value, because they're not necessarily, the Glass Onion is not necessarily like a whodunit mystery. It's not that difficult to kind of put together what's going
Not
on.
at all. Not at all.
We knew 20 minutes into it who the killer was, Whereas
Yeah,
in
so-
the other one,
But I don't know that I kind of get the idea that he was sort of focusing on something else as opposed to that. And because I kind of felt the same way about Knives Out on rewatching it again. And again, I knew who did it, obviously, when I watched it the second time. But to me, those movies are more about the characters and what they're doing and their idiosyncrasies and kind of the fun stuff going on there, as opposed to, me as a viewer trying to figure out who did it. So I think you have to sort of kind of go in with that mindset into those films. And I think they're a lot more enjoyable. Yeah, it was a great cast.
Oh yeah, the cast.
That's the best part for me. That it was seeing. I mean, Edward Norton, from what I understand, is notoriously difficult. That's my kind way of saying it.
I was surprised to see him in that movie.
But yeah, I have to admit, every time I see him working, I'm like, he's fantastic.
He's good. He's really good.
You know what? The one movie I'll give is a winner, and I am blanking on the name. I know the chat will get my back on it. It's where Nicolas Cage played himself.
Oh, I wanted to see
I wanted to see that.
That was good. If you're a fan of Nicolas Cage,
I love him. He's hilarious,
dude. If you're a fan of Nicolas Cage, the just how he played himself and the story in itself, it was fun. It was just a fun, entertaining movie. Pedro Pascal was in it. The chemistry those two had between each other, I thought was really good. I would definitely recommend seeing that if it's on a streaming service.
Doesn't the guy hire him for a party and then he gets kidnapped or something?
Something like that.
Well, isn't he like the guy who hires him like a serious drug lord? And
he's a serious. Yeah. The guy that hires him is a serious drug lord, and Nicolas Cage gets in there, and then the FBI or CIA, one of the two, are kind of like, "Oh man, this dude has an in. Okay, we'll get him to work with us."
Yeah,
they try to at least.
Don't give it no spoilers.
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
That's it.
That's it.
Very long title, but yeah,
exceptional. All right.
Yeah, that was exceptional.
Fragaboom. Give me a winner, man.
Okay, so Harrison likes to see movies, and that's like our thing. My boy and I, we go and catch a flick every now and then. And there was this one day where it was, I think we talked about it. It was $3 movie day. You guys remember that day?
Yeah.
Well, we saw two movies, and I'm not going to say the second one because I know somebody's going to pick it, and I'm not going to pick it. I'm going to tell you about the second movie we saw that day because we did a double feature. I had no idea what I was going to get into, and I was fantastically entertained. It's a movie called Bullet Train. It's got Brad Pitt in it, Bad Bunny. Yeah, holy smokes, man! Like it felt kind of like a Guy Ritchie film with like a Japanese twist. you know, like it just had isms, like it had Robert Rodriguez isms, it had Guy Ritchie isms, it had that sort, you know, the Japanese vibe. It was very over the top comic booky, but funny as hell, and just sort of these like you know, fate fucking up their lives, you know, like, and you know, Brad Pitt's character supposedly has bad luck, you know, and that's kind of what brings things. But
a lot of good luck in that movie, though.
I had no idea. I had no idea what I was getting into. I didn't see a trailer. I had no idea what I was. I was just like, let's just go.
One of my favorites in that movie was, and I'm bad with actors' names. Everybody knows it. The dude that played Quicksilver, the dude that played Kick-Ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, lemon and tangerine.
Yes, the brothers, dude, they were awesome. The twins, they were awesome.
I will say, I don't want to pull a Graham here and rain on your parade, because I did enjoy it. No, I did enjoy it and found it very entertaining. But at the end, I found it to be largely pointless. And I thought to myself, if there had been just some sort of moral point to this story, it really would have paid off at the end for me. But dude, it was entertaining all the way through. I did enjoy it.
That's it. It felt like a 90s comic book. You know what I mean? Like I mean, you know, there was definitely a plot, but a pointless one. You're right. At the end, you're like, what was that all about? Was it a father-daughter? The father-daughter thing? You know, like, but all of the banters and the back and forth and every little, you know, going like the Glass Onion thing, all the little character isms, just great. And the visual style of the film cracked me up. So that was my winner's bullet train.
Spike and Madness.
I was going to say,
fun, Gramps.
Just have fun, Gramps. Come on.
I can't. I'm getting too old.
Agreed. Well done.
I'm too crotchety, man.
Yeah. Now, all right, Aaron Lopresti, but we have shots fired. Shots fired from Brian Blevins. Brian Blevins wants to know, did Aaron ever call the police when he got robbed by John Nolan for the belt?
See, and you guys want to know why I'm a crabby old man? I'm bitter. I just bitter, man. I'm like Brad Pitt. Bad luck.
Are you one of those guys who believes that if you're not first, you're last?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, because I was going to get you a belt.
You're either a winner or a loser.
Number 2 on it. You know
what I mean? No. You're either a winner or a loser, and I'm a loser.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt.
All right.
Graham,
Aaron wants no participation trophy.
Graham should have stopped me before it went too far, so that Billy had more fodder to use.
Yes. Thank you. All right, Aaron Lopresti.
Share it, baby. I did homework.
Oh, here we go. Are we ready for this? Let's see how the boys feel about this one.
Yes.
I think what we saw in 2022 was the return of baseism. Is that a thing?
I agree.
Where the base returned with a vengeance. We got Reacher, and then the Terminal List, which I thought was really interesting in the fact that as grotesque and as violent as Reacher was, I found some sense of sort of lightheartedness in it. I mean, there was some brutal murders in Jack Reacher, but there was something. However, this was dark.
Oh, yeah. This was different for Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it was really different for Pratt. And
it's not funny in it?
It was it was really based, as they say. But I loved it.
Are you saying we've seen the high watermark of the soy boy?
I'm hoping that's what I'm saying. We're seeing the decline of the soy and the resurgence of the manly man in Jack Reacher. And I've seen this. It's difficult because it is kind of a psychological thriller and it is kind of dark. And Chris Pratt he's probably a good definition of a modern day anti-hero in this thing. Because he's the good guy. But he's done a lot of stuff like, I don't know if I would have done that. But
is that an axe? Like, what is that?
Yes, and he uses it to hurt a terrorist in a very, very brutal scene.
Yeah,
brutal.
That's not an axe; it's a tomahawk.
Yeah.
So he plays a ex-Navy SEAL or whatever. Isn't that something a SEAL carries around? That's what it looks like.
Rangers carry tomahawks, but I don't.
He used.
Oh, maybe he was a Ranger. I don't
everyone's a
remember.
Navy SEAL.
But yeah, so there you go in the chat. One slick dude, toxic masculinity makes a comeback.
So if I may just stop sharing for a second,
Yeah, sure.
we maybe be seeing the last, and perish of thought, but my goodness, is it over for Pajama Boy?
Oh God, that'd be
That
This
one?
sounds like a setup.
Wear
What is
pajamas. Look at this. Wear
Here
pajamas.
comes the clip.
Drink hot chocolate. Talk about getting health insurance. Get the fuck
This is
out
from
of here.
2013.
Yeah, remember
Pajama
that
Boy.
guy, that fucking home run right there? He's a complete. Oh, you got rid of it. I was gonna throw the Chris Pratt in.
Oh, that's all right. But
That was
I
a good
just
show.
thought-
That was another one I was thinking about, so I'm glad you did.
yeah, so that like I said, and I watched Cobra Kai, which is I find kind of amusing, but it's getting tiresome because it's hopefully they finally ended it at the end of the season. But you've
No,
gotta
there's
like
another
the-
one.
Yeah, there's another.
No, see, it's already getting to a point where they're retreading.
Yeah,
but
I
it was
agree.
this was the perfect ending. They should have ended it at the end of this season. So I'm not probably going to watch anymore. But what's his face? Who's the blonde guy? What's his name?
Billy
Johnny.
Zabka.
Yeah, my gosh, that guy. I mean, his character in that show is so.
He is the
awesome.
best. He is the best.
The lines they give
I
him.
haven't seen it yet. I
You haven't seen
it.
any of Cobra Kai? Oh, dude, it's worth it to
When
watch
was on
just for
YouTube-
him.
When it was on YouTube, like when it was before it was a show, when it was like a
Yeah.
YouTube idea, I think I saw like 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, it's the Three's Company of the 21st century. Every episode there's a misunderstanding.
the teen angst gets a little boring and it gets a little over the top and silly at times, but with the karate and stuff. But it.
Bill, you just broke my brain.
It's
right, dude. Every episode is a misunderstanding.
Yeah, but
and I
it's
just wonder why there's no lacrosse players. Or
No,
football
no, the
players.
fact that Three's Company was a misunderstanding.
yeah.
What was that?
What was that?
Did you hear what he said?
No.
Hear it again.
Ah,
You broke my brain.
You did. You broke my brain. I didn't. I've watched it as a kid, and I was always so busy looking at the gams and the
me too.
everything going on that I didn't really realize that the dynamic of the episode. That's fantastic.
yeah.
Thank you, Frankie has an excellent point with Cobra Kai. He says Cobra Kai sticks the landing. Don't know how they keep doing it, and it's true. You get in the middle, and it gets weighed down, and you're kind of like, can we get through this? And then the last 3 episodes are like awesome, and you're like, okay, it was worth it, I guess. So
Yeah.
but anyway,
Thank
so there
you,
you go.
Texas Mofo. Thank you,
There you
Texas
go.
Mofo.
Thank you, Texas Mofo. All right, Graham Nolan, talk to me about some winners.
All right. Well, unfortunately, movie-wise for me, the winners were movies that were re-released. And what they did was they showed you how good storytelling was, and how, and particularly, you mentioned that what was it, $3 Day, Dan? Where you
Yeah.
go to the movie? Well, the movie we went to see was Jaws.
Yes,
And-
we saw Jaws as well.
Now,
And,
Graham,
and be-
can I share the
So
screen
did I.
yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
And then before Jaws showed, they showed you trailers, and the trailers were for Black Adam and that one about the black women warriors. I can't remember what that one was.
It was like the Queen something. Yeah.
Yeah, it came.
The
in
one that was totally not historically accurate, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
And
one.
it bombed at the box office. That
Yes,
one.
that's the one. And
And we're
also
racist because we didn't like it. That one.
Yeah, that's
That
the one. So what those trailers showed me immediately as I was zoning out, I was like, oh my God, this is all the same thing. It's the same type of shots. It's the same beats. It's the same dramatic points here. It's the same damn movie all the time. Then the movie starts showing of Jaws, and no flashy nothing. The camera starts underwater. It's all murky and it's going through, and you just hear that music. And it's like he takes his time, to bring you into it. He doesn't just go, "Ha! Here we are. Here's a movie. Ha!" And I love that. And it really, really stood out to me about how great movie making can be.
Right.
So that was the first one. And then the second one was the release, and this will draw ire from many, of the 4K restoration of Star Trek the Motion Picture. Now you can share it.
Oh, Graham, let's not go down this road again.
I
That's beautiful.
loved this movie when I saw it remastered and parts put back into it. It made so much more sense. Yes, it's a little slow in places, but it's very immersive, which is what I loved about it. And again, it took me to a place in a movie I hadn't been to in a long time, because I felt I was out there in deep space on the Enterprise with all these people. And so just two examples of old movies that were done. Well, this one was redone right. Jaws was always done right. And it really jumped out at me because I've been disappointed in so much crap I went to go see in the movie theaters. I went to see that Death on the Nile.
Yeah.
The Poirot one. Oh my God, what a woke piece of shit that was. It's why do you even want to do Poirot if you're going to change him completely into something he's not?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, David Suchet for the BBC is Poirot. I mean, that guy did every single story that Agatha Christie ever wrote and nailed it.
Okay, but here's the bigger question, Graham. Did you go see the Fathom event of Star Trek II?
No.
God,
how did you not see the better movie?
Dude,
I saw the better movie. I bought it.
Even like you, I went and saw the boring re-release of this movie, and the least you could have done for me was go see Star Trek II as the Fathom event at the theaters. I don't even know what to say.
Well,
I know what to say.
Wow, was that Graham slapping Aaron or Aaron slapping Graham?
We might be in a slap fight here pretty quick.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I'm not going to choose mine, but on that sentiment, and no one brought it up because I don't know if you thought I was going to bring it up, but Top Gun gave me that same.
That's the one.
Same feeling.
Yeah,
there it is.
Right? Fraga.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh man, it was so great.
I think we all agree
I
Maverick
didn't
was
wanna step on your toes
freaking
on that.
awesome.
Yeah, dude,
I had
teary-eyed at the end.
I had
of the
high
movie.
expectations. That's the difference. I've been waiting for this. I had the highest of expectations, and they were blown away. I love that film.
Agreed.
I was surprised at how good it was. Yeah.
Great storytelling. Great. The acting was great. The effects. I mean, I watched the original Top Gun after seeing this one, and the cockpit scenes in the original one are so phony looking compared to the new one. The new one, I don't know how they did it, but
they put cameras in jets. They put cameras in jets.
They were in
my friend Dan Ming was a cameraman, and he got to sit in the back. They were up there. That wasn't.
Dude, you're right. Dan Ming is a badass.
How do they do that and have Tom Cruise there? Because
he sat in the back.
Two-seaters.
He sat in the back.
They're two-seaters. Oh, you remember those?
No.
Those F-18s had there was two F-18s.
Yeah.
There was the four F-18s, two pilots in strictly the fighter modes, and then they had two of them with the radar.
Yeah, when it was the F-15s, that's true. You had a Rio
F-18s have them too. F-18s
the F-18, the only two-seater in the F-18 is the radar one.
Right. So you had two pilots, Phoenix, that smoking hot chick with Bob, I think, and then the other guy. They were the ones who had the two with the radar. The other two were just the regular the fighters.
So they must have used the radar ones to film the cockpit stuff. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I saw something where when Cruise was actually in the jet, right? That he was actually in that second seat, and I guess they had redressed it to look like the front.
The first seat, yeah.
Yeah, because he was actually in someone was piloting him, and he was just the guy's got balls. I'll give him that. I mean, he might be a little.
He does all of his stunts, man.
Dude, did you see that promo he dropped a few weeks ago for Mission Impossible, where
he just jumped out of a plane?
Yeah, he was in the air ready to film something, jumping out of a plane. He just gives a thank you to all the fans and blah blah blah, and he's like, "Well, got to get back to work. Boom! Right out of the plane, and the camera guy goes with him and is filming. And
there's a new
great.
one that just came out the other day where he's on a motorcycle, and it's like an Evel Knievel thing where he rides his motorcycle, he goes up the ramp, and on the other side of the ramp is nothing. It's a chasm.
Right.
And he goes over it with the motorcycle disengages from him, and he just falls. He free falls, and then pulls a parachute.
Guy's
And
nuts,
it's him.
man.
It's real. It's
And
real.
it's him.
Yeah, I know. He's nuts.
Bananas.
Give him credit, man.
Guys, I got to say, all of you with, we picking Top Gun.
You have chosen wisely.
All right, Graham, punch him. You're closest. You can hit him. No, but that's another example, right, of the return of the base, right? So you've got the two TV shows, and then the biggest hit in the last 10 years. I mean, that movie just raked it in.
I don't want to take credit for anything, but all I'm going to say is that this is all on the heels of giant-sized two-fisted manly tales, people. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Graham, you're like a forerunner. You stepped out in front with the book, and then everybody followed.
Yeah.
So
draw your own conclusions, folks. I'm just.
I'll give you that. I may find your taste in Star Trek questionable at times, but this I will.
But it is manly.
It is manly. I'll give you that.
It's as manly as Ricardo Montalban's chest.
That's the It's not fake. He said it, everybody said it was real. Everybody. So
yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought it was fake.
No.
Graham, was that fake?
No, those are his pecs.
Really? No. Well, I apologize to Ricardo Montalban.
Yes. They were filled with real Corinthian leather.
Yes,
they were. He oiled them up. So.
Well, all right. I'm gonna go with one. It was brought to my attention by the great Brian Blevins, actually, and who I am going to say as one of the biggest winners in pop culture, right here, right now, is someone who did star in films that did capture the spirit of the great Universal monster movies. I just think this man deservedly so, and good for him. Matthew, I'm almost done. And well, ladies and gentlemen, how about kudos to Mr. Brendan Fraser?
I like Brendan Fraser.
Right? That he starring in the film The Whale, which he
did you see it?
I have not seen The Whale.
I want to see it.
I know his story. I'm very happy for him, especially the shit he went through in Hollywood that, he refused to play the casting couch with these pedo, weirdo, perverted producers and stuff like that. And they literally blacklisted him. They did. And then he gives this heart-wrenching performance that hopefully Hollywood will look at themselves and see the try to make up for their past bad deeds and reward this man with
No, dude, white men are not going to be winning any Academy Awards anytime soon. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, look at that.
Can you imagine that kind of stuff? Yes, of course, Golden Age Hollywood had a casting couch for sure. And the starlets were on it. Those that were sexually compromised were on it. But can you imagine, some producer, trying to tell John Wayne that if you don't, give me a little something, you're not going to get that picture without his teeth getting busted, or James Cagney or somebody, any of these, really big talents, but big either, like in the case of the Duke, a big man, Brendan Fraser's no small guy.
No.
And the fact that, that he didn't, and the same thing with Terry Crews. This happened to Terry Crews too, that he was sexually molested. And I just can't understand why these guys, if
it's power comes in different forms.
Yes, but if you refuse it, that power gets used against you anyway. So if you're going to refuse it and get blackballed, you might as well knock their fucking teeth out so that other producers will know that this will not be stood for.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, but again, look how compromised they are that they'll go to jail. You know what I mean? You can't sock someone in the face. And, all these people, they don't think twice about telling you, fuck you, go fuck yourself. Like this.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? They won't say it to your face, and when you do, when you blast somebody in the face, all of a sudden you're the bad guy now. Because, like, look at that dude in Texas, man. He fucked around and found out big time, didn't he? Walking around with that gun. Wallet.
Yep.
That fucking old dude just pop.
Yeah.
Smoked him.
It's hard to watch, man. I tell you.
It is hard to watch.
It's hard to watch.
Yep. But I'm going to go into now for comics. Now, again, aside from the obvious, I wanted to get a little bit away from, or not, maybe some that may not be so obvious to the people watching right now. Hal Bonner.
What's up?
Yep. Anyway, that we have our winners. The winners we all know. Look at all of our brethren, our friends that are doing so well. Thanks to each and every one of you guys out there who've done this for us. I mean, again, look how much Ethan has brought in. Look how he's expanded to blacklight posters, to action figures, to various types of books, to reprinting old books. All of us are having the best success of our careers through this, and able to support our families through comics, which is a true rarity these days. I mean, think about it. How many creators do you know are bringing in, for mainstream creators, are bringing in enough annually to support their family? Think about it. And mainstream, is there 10 of them? Right. I mean, most of them are making 40 grand a year, 30 grand, or they're living, they're renting. They don't have children. They don't have wives. Right. They don't have families that they have to support. They don't have mortgages. The days of John Buscema, and John Tartaglione having nice houses in the suburbs, raising their families on a single income in comics and mainstream comics, at least those days are gone, sadly. But there is something that, when Aaron was talking about the small companies, that are really the trickle down effect of the big companies' follies and failures. But there is one small company that is striving and is kicking ass more than ever, more than when they broke out in the 90s. And I'd love to share this to of our friends here, my friends, Brian Pulido.
Yeah,
Pulido and
Brian's awesome.
Comics.
Brian is awesome.
And
heck of a guy.
Yep, 2022, they have released and fulfilled 4 graphic novels, right?
Wow. Holy shit.
Yep, 4 graphic novels with and one of them 3 lady deaths, and one of, now Brian introduces a new IP every year, every other year. And Hell Witch. So he has La Muerta, he has Hell Witch, he has, and Lady Death, he has Zack the Zombie Slayer, and he creating this universe. This year alone on Kickstarter, Brian Pulido, I think, struck just shy of let's go to this campaign right here. Just shy of $2 million.
Wow. Really?
In comics,
well
right
done.
here.
Well done.
The lady, just say Coffin Comics or New Lady Death, Diabolical Harvest, number 1. 3,123 backers pledged $500,138 to bring this project to life in 30 days.
Wow.
That's someone who's doing it right. That's someone who gets the fans, who appreciates the fans, who loves his fans and gives them what they want, and delivers a fantastic, badass, enjoyable entertainment every single time. So that is, I would say, in comics' biggest winner, of again, going to people we don't necessarily talk about, is, I'd have to go with my boy Brian Pulido, who I often say I'm the kid brother he never wanted, but he truly captures the spirit of no fucks given. He's an outlaw, and he wants to do the books he wants to do.
He's a really nice guy too,
and he's a great guy.
Incredibly nice guy.
He would do anything for anyone here. He's expanding now into Indiegogo big time. That's his next plane of existence. But also, we're not even talking the returns that Brian gets from his Coffin Comics. He's in comic shops now at Lady Death and La Muerta and Hell Witch. His website is huge. He has new books for every holiday, every event, every Comic-Con. He has special editions, and his Comic-Cons. You see Brian and Francisca Pulido at a Comic-Con, they're mobbed the Coffin Comics booth. And it's like a party, and they're still doing it. capturing that spirit, that outlaw spirit of independent comics. And so here's to them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Love it.
Awesome guys. And,
Well done,
and
Brian.
I couldn't be happier for any other creator in this industry. And just good for them. They are something to aspire to for all of us, I believe. So that's that.
What I missed?
Agreed.
Did you just say what'd you miss?
I had a quick phone call I had to take real quick, so I had to mute you guys.
Can I do this one, Graham, please? Thank you.
Oh,
And do it again. Just do it.
That one's for Graham. That one's from Andy. This is from Fraga.
why?
This is for me.
Why?
And
Why?
this is from Brian Polito.
Gosh. Wow.
Don't have my wife's name come out of that mother effing mouth
Out your-
again.
No, but like I said, good times. And I think we grabbed a pretty good winners and losers list. I agree with every one of your sentiments.
Yeah.
Great job, guys. And anybody out there,
great
if you
job.
want to put in the comments, let us know who your winners and losers are. And but I got to tell you, on this gosh darn page, on this gosh darn group here, or what are we, a fellowship? What would we say we are? What are we?
Brothers.
Fellowship of the
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood. Bros.
This
Fellowship of
band
the
of
Brotherhood.
brothers, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today who streamed with me shall be my brother. And but
What are
thank
you talking
all.
about?
He's quoting a Roman.
He's got some Lord of the Rings in there.
Quoth the raven nevermore.
Henry V. I could do the whole speech. What's he?
Man,
So-
you come right out of a comic book.
Yeah. Jimmy, someone says, Cam, what's up, Cam? I wonder what a guy like Jimmy Palmiotti makes these days. Jimmy is killing it, because Jimmy, too, is also one of the biggest winners. Jimmy is doing several crowdfunded campaigns a year as well, probably 5, 6.
Yeah.
And all creator owned.
Yeah, paper
He's supposed to
films,
work
right?
with DC
Yep.
has come back to him. Hey, could you help us with this? Could you do that? So he's having fun with that. But again, another one, he's capturing that spirit of independence, and he is not looking back. And I don't think any of us should.
Awesome.
And I think it's about time that you guys joined me in delivering your best for yourselves and your families and for your fans, and not for some corporation.
Well, as I like to say, we've all sort of saved our best for last, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we've got this chance to do this, and people, just the guys on this stream and also other guys out there are really delivering some really good IPs and some really good stories. And it's like that you don't necessarily expect that to happen, right? You figure, well, maybe that one will be good, maybe that, but across the board, there's a real nice level of quality that you're getting from all these creators that are involved in this movement. And I think as a reader, you should be, obviously we're grateful for you guys' support, but you should also be encouraged that you're actually getting good stuff.
Yeah.
You're not just supporting somebody that, oh yeah, I like that guy, or yeah, he got screwed over by Marvel, so I'm going to support him. But you're actually getting a good product that you can enjoy, and I think that's really great as well.
Yeah, and we care, and you could see the
Yeah.
love that's put on every single page. Because again, we could we could draw a comic in a week if we wanted to, but this is a part of this. But the fans deserve our very best, and that's what we give them.
Yep.
Our blood, our
Amen.
blood, our sweat, our tears on everything. All right. So, guys, we're going to close it out. We've been going on for, gee whiz, an hour and 40 minutes. Who's next? Fragaboom. What are we doing, Fraga? Do you know
The
yet?
boom.
I've got a few things I got to mull over.
Keep
All right,
it
we're gonna mull
secret.
it over. Guys, anyway, guys, thank you all for joining us. Everyone out there, thank you for joining the bros. Great show, guys. Fantastic show. One for the ages. Yes.
If I may plug something real quick. I have a new
Fiendish?
no, not Fiendish 2. I have a new show with David Williams and the Sasquatch man himself, Kelsey Shannon, where we do live drawing, and it's called Graybeard Studio, and it's at 1:00 in the afternoon Pacific time tomorrow. It's really good. It's really fun. We talk about pop culture stuff while we're drawing some pretty interesting subject matter, and really good artists doing really good stuff. So it's fun to watch and see. There's a 2-hour time limit on it, so it's not too long, and we all have a completed drawing at the end. It's a lot of fun. So check it out tomorrow.
You said that's called Gaybeard?
I watched
That's
it last
Gaybeard?
Gray.
Oh, sorry.
Graybeard.
Just to let you know,
Yeah,
your fellow bros truly appreciate the invite onto the show.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Hey, no, man. Listen, Aaron. That is, as a fan of watching good drawing. I'll watch drawing streams, but you three are savages. You guys are so good in different ways. That's going to be very entertaining.
It's very.
We're gonna bring on. Hey, we're gonna get to a point. We just started it, but we're gonna bring on like a guest artist every once in a while. So you guys be prepared if I invite you to deliver the goods. I'm just saying.
Bring on John Malin.
No, I don't want him to destroy us with his evil
Dick
sabotage.
Dick Man.
My.
D-Man. It's D-Man.
Yeah.
Bring on Rini.
This is a kid's show, sort of.
Yeah.
All right,
With
guys,
Kelsey?
Thank you
Wait.
out there. Sorry. No.
I was just saying, no, Kelsey's keeping it clean, man. This is like his cleansing palate. He does the Jack show, and then he comes on this show, and it's like everything's kind of nice and birds and butterflies.
So wait, what day is it?
Tomorrow.
It's Wednesdays 1:00, so it's tomorrow.
Wait a second. He's supposed to be on. Kelsey's on my show tomorrow at 5:00 Eastern.
Well, that's his problem. As long as he's done on my show, he can go to yours.
Okay.
Is that
See, he said it was Thursday. He's so confused.
Oh, wait a minute. What time is he going to be on your show?
5 Eastern.
You better push that back to about 5:30.
That's not going to happen.
Dang.
Because we're not going to be. We won't be done until 3.
I'm sorry.
Hey, man, we set this up 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh! What a doofus! All right, I'm going to have
It's a
to.
new toy. Go ahead.
We'll figure it out.
Nolan, what do you
next
got
week, I'll be at the regular time. Just let you know, 7:00 next week.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's
Graham.
right.
Graham Nolan, what do you got to pitch, brother? What do you got to promote? Share.
Well, I have a show Monday, Wednesday, Friday called Desk Jockey Fitness. For those of us that, if anybody has made any resolutions in the new year, I'm posting shows on diet, workout tips, and stuff like that. So that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's not a live show; it's pre-recorded. And then, of course, I still have the Ghost of Medical McKee, which is up. Hopefully, one of the mods will put it into the link here because you can't search for it because it has been shadow banned.
It's actually in the it's for the YouTube
in the description.
Channel. Yeah, in the description.
Okay, so it's in the description. Or you know what? Go to compasscomics.com and you can get the link right there.
Excellent. Fraga boom.
Yes, sir.
Bro, talk to me. What do you want to pitch? You got a show? You got to talk to me, bro.
Well, I've been uploading these shorts. It's funny because Smokey the Concat, he asked me if I was dyeing my beard because I got these shorts, some where I draw and some where I'm rapping, and I had to explain to him no, I'm playing like the YouTube game, right? Like they want an algorithm of uploads, right? Mm-hmm. So I realized that I have over 700 time-lapse videos from 3 years of drawing these time lapses every day. Wow. I have over 700 freestyles in my car. So I've just been chambering them so that there's one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and I take a picture of my shirt every day. So it's like a post. So I look like a busy beaver for the algorithm. So that's been doing a little bit of that, drawing the book, also changing like my lifestyle, and I don't drink anymore. I'm doing the intermittent fasting again, and waking up at 4:30 at the gym around 5 a.m. Work out till about 6:45, and that's why I've been turning in. I try to go to bed by 10:30.
Exceptional.
I hear that.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, that's about it. Buddy. I mean,
Andy Smith.
Core Draft The Reckoning, of course, is on Indiegogo. Link in the description below. Working on another insane 2-page spread. I'd like to thank Dennis for that so much. Another big battle. This is where the Red Lions tribe gets slaughtered, actually, on this 2-page spread. So working on that, and you can also go to coredraft.com and read the first 8 pages and see some other fun stuff. And then, on my YouTube channel, every Tuesday, 8 a.m., I drop a book look where I grab a book off my shelf, go through it. It's a pre-record. Literally, I page through the entire book. The next few weeks, I'm doing sketchbooks because I own a ton of them from other artists. And, yeah, that's about it. Tomorrow night at 5, the Dennis and Andy show on that channel.
5:30.
I think
it is 5:30.
I think you mean 6 Eastern. Is what you're saying.
No. It is 5 p.m.
If you want Kelsey on there.
Kelsey is on tomorrow as the guest.
At 6 Eastern, he'll be
at
on your
5
show.
p.m.
He'll be there at 6.
Well, Andy will be on at 5. Kelsey will be on at 6.
Dang.
Savage.
Savage. So
the
that
rating
is
wars are on.
That is it.
Alrighty then.
Sorry.
You're not sorry. Stop.
I'm not sorry. I'm not
It's like he
sorry.
accidentally pushed it. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right,
Oops,
I'm
I didn't
gonna-
mean to do that.
For me, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be closing She Second Coming, our Indiegogo exclusive, giving everyone a second chance at some of the books and product from our very first 2 campaigns. And look at that, not too shabby. And we are closing in on $10,000. So thank you, everyone. Again, a lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool books, special editions, very limited. We'll probably have like 2 or 3 editions or 20 of each available. But thank you, and Debbie and I and the boys, thank you. So
Awesome.
salute. So guys, everyone out there, this was great. What a great show. So happy to be here. Art, Thibert.
You did get another super chat, by the way,
Oh, we did. Oh,
from Amanda.
Yeah, Amanda Gross.
Amanda Gross. Let's see. Love you. Oh, got my dear baloney finally. All right, Amanda.
Oh.
Amanda,
You can make bologna from deer.
Yeah, of course, dude. You can make bologna from anything. It's like milking a cat.
That's what baloney is.
It's like milking a cat. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, you can pretty much milk
Milk.
anything.
Anything
And
with
it's like-
nipples? I've got nipples. Billy, can you milk me?
Can you milk me? Thank you, Amanda, for
We'll
the
talk
$5
later, folks.
super chat. All right, guys, you guys are all awesome. Sayonara. Everyone have a great week. Looking forward to the big battle tomorrow between Andy and Aaron over
Oh,
Kelsey.
I already won.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
No, my show's been around longer. 5 o'clock.
No, but he's an integral part of this show. He's
No,
like
he's not.
part of the show. He's not a guest. This is part of his show.
You'll get over it.
You
Whatever.
double booked it, man. That's not my fault.
All right, say goodbye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us on Pop XP. If you haven't already, make sure to click that subscribe button and also click the bell for notifications when we go live and we upload some awesome new content. Also, don't forget to head on over to Twitter and follow us at the Pop XP and over on Instagram at the Pop XP. Thanks again everyone, and we'll see you soon.